we checking out this Jamari vid, man. It says really bad news, man. And we got this guy, what is it, Patrick Mahomes' brother. I don't know what the man's been involved in, but let's check it out.
It's been around 8 months now since the Jackson Mahomes news broke that he could be spending some time behind bars.
What is this guy doing on TikTok, bro?
At the time, his family was riding high.
I don't know if he swings that way.
Had just taken down the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Hey, it was Joe Burrow.
Isn't Patrick Mahomes nice, man? He's like what, the best player? I don't know if he is.
This week.
I don't be watching football.
It's Philly this week.
And looked like Jackson's off-the-field antics he had become so
What's this guy
infamous
doing?
for were finally coming to an end as his behavior
What
all
is he?
season
Wasn't this guy a nice basketball? I swear he was in that. But I heard a story about this guy was nice at basketball too. So why is this guy moving like this?
had been good. But then he made what we thought was going to be
ended
the
up in
biggest
court.
mistake of his life when he allegedly tried to get with his best friend's stepmom in the...
Whoa. His best friend's... Yo. That is crazy. What did I just hear?
Mistake of his life when he allegedly tried to get with his best friend's stepmom in the back of her restaurant.
What the...
Mahomes is accused of assaulting a waiter and forcibly kissing the female owner of a Kansas City area restaurant on February 25th.
Patrick Mahomes, you need to mentor your brother, man. Or you just fucked up just like this. It's the guy too, fam.
Yeah, it was this morning at sunrise that Jackson Mahomes was formally detained. He turned himself in.
Now, there was some pretty harsh evidence levied against him at the time, with a security video documenting
man got caught in 4K.
that immediately went public. And of course, the mugshot also dropped, as well as the video of him being released from jail.
Damn, he's tall as hell.
To be facing 3 felony charges. Excuse us, can't talk right now.
You know, if you was a real black dude, they would arrest you a long time ago.
And now for the last 8 months, we have been sparingly getting information about this case, and now it does seem like we finally have a verdict being reached in this situation. And I will say it's looking a little fishy to me. So first I wanted to show you guys
If this guy got caught in 4K, he's gotta be locked up, right?
Video from 5 months ago, where the main victim in this case, the woman herself, Aspen Vaughn, said that she regrets the police being involved in this situation in the first place.
Oh, nah. You're saying he paid her off, fam? Yo, he done pulled out Tory Lanez.
Aspen Vaughn, who owns Aspen Restaurant and Lounge, now says the encounter with Mahomes is being blown out of proportion. But she tells us that if it were up to her, that night she would have never called police. She
got paid off.
Fox 4's Malik Jackson she hoped that this all would have blown over by now. She opened up about this as she and her staff say the restaurant has been vandalized and lost nearly 75% of its business.
Nah.
So to be clear...
Bro, you're telling me they started vandalizing the restaurant just because you did the right thing? That's... wow. What world we live in, man.
The wake of all of this going down and, you know, obviously the whole situation going public, apparently the restaurant that she owned where this all went down began to absolutely tank, and other suspicious things were going on.
Imagine dick riding a guy like this, fam. Couldn't be me.
Like their gas lines being cut and other various vandalism happening in the middle of the night, which sounds like witness tampering to me. Okay, a little bit of strong arm legal action.
Should the police have ever been called that night in February?
Would I have called them?
I said, should the police have been called? Would you have called them?
Honest answer, absolutely yes. I don't agree with his behavior either. Either his last name has made it is what caused this whole thing.
Yo, just because this guy's famous, he's gonna get away with it. Imagine canceling a restaurant for doing the right thing, man. What a world we live in.
I believe that it was warranted. I don't believe what he did was right, but I know that our restaurant, nobody here, we didn't call the police.
Since the incident, Aspen's manager Jennifer Thomas says they've had nearly a 75% loss in business, sometimes going entire days without any.
Yo, that whole city's dick riding that guy, fam.
Into the restaurant.
Something is keeping.
That boy got the whole city on locks.
So now they're taking this stance like, oh, we didn't call the police, we didn't want all of this to happen. But that doesn't exactly add up when you consider the comments she made to the police that night, where she says that he came up to her office, he forced himself upon her, and that apparently she was screaming out for help because she was
I thought this guy was gay, fam. I didn't know he was moving like this. There's no way you could have told me a man like this was moving aggressive like that.
Intimidated by his large stature. Like it obviously seems like that
Yeah, you're intimidated by his large stature, but you see the way he moved that? Okay, let me chill.
She was scared that something bad was going to happen.
Vaughn claims since the incident they have been a target, pipes cut at the business. They've been harassed by threatening phone calls and more.
And I would say this is pretty common when it comes to someone trying to take down or levy a court case against another individual who has power, who has influence,
he is
who
tall,
has
man.
status. Is
Man's
that they
like,
do
what,
not always
6'4",
understand how
6'5"?
much of an uphill battle that can be, and how much that decision can actually backfire on them in the future, as that person can pretty much try and make their life like a living hell. And so that's why it was really no surprise when last week we got these news that at least 3 out of the 4 of his felony charges would be dropped, as that woman has been
Man has the
volunteering.
greatest lawyer ever, right?
Just heard on the phone,
Got
would
to.
refuse to cooperate any further in this court case. So the restaurant has since closed down in part because of the negative publicity stemming from Jackson's case. The 41-year-old also told the newspaper that she had been receiving death threats, and obviously, like we said, the
Death
restaurant
threats?
had been
Why?
vandalized since this whole
Well, I don't even take death that seriously because like 90% of them, they're not gonna do nothing. Let's be real.
charge came up. And now this comes straight from the Associated Press, where
Just
they
a bunch
say
of white
the
kids hiding
district
behind a
attorney
computer
has filed
sending
a
Instagram
motion
messages.
Tuesday to dismiss 3 counts of the battery against Jackson Mahomes, and that he appeared at a hearing last Wednesday where 3 of his 4 felony charges were dropped, and 1 charge
Tell me
actually
man's
does
gonna beat the
remain, and I
case?
believe that's just for like shoving a waiter or something like that. And I think that is likely to also be dismissed, if not just settled out of court. Now, obviously, we do not know whether or not this woman was paid off, or maybe she was threatened behind the scenes. But at least
Or
to
she
me,
was definitely
in my
scared for her
opinion,
life.
based on my speculation, this whole thing sounds very fishy. Obviously, with Jackson being related to the guy who's basically the face of the NFL at this point, the new
Word.
NFL's golden boy.
That man dropped the bag on the lawyer.
It would be a bad look for him to go behind bars, especially under these type of charges. I mean, from the start, we knew that he would probably get some sort of plea deal in this situation. But when it's been taken to this point where she does not even want to testify against him, in my opinion, there has to be something going on in the background.
She's scared for
and
her
I'm
life,
obviously not the only one who feels this way. Just listen to how disappointed and shocked this reporter seems about the verdict in this situation.
John and Lauren crystal clear that just because they dropped these charges due to lack of cooperation by the victim does not mean what many of us saw in that video wasn't.
If Jackson Mahomes got locked in, man, they would have. That man Patrick Mahomes would have called. He would have bought a hitman, bruh. He would have hired one.
Fine, but that doesn't matter because these serious felony charges that Jackson Mahomes was facing, well, they're gone.
Look at his face, bro.
Well, they're gone.
Yo.
All right, so the court will go ahead and have this motion to
She was scared of the hitman job that was gonna come out.
Nearly a year after Jackson Mahomes allegedly forced himself on a woman at an Overland Park bar, actions caught on videos seen by millions. The 3 most serious
Bro, you're
charges
telling me they got caught in 4K and they can't do nothing about it?
he faced are dismissed.
And I want to be clear with you guys that this happens in the court of law damn near every single day. Even when the evidence is like pretty damning against an individual, which obviously in this situation it was
No,
pretty
it is
bad.
facts. I seen a video of, bro. Okay, you know what? Nah, it's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna say it because as the OD, it's like a murder thing. So I'm not gonna name drop anyone.
They will find other ways to go behind the scenes and get the verdict that they so desire.
In a decision that the state made clear to point out that their
You just gotta have a good lawyer, man. You just gotta. A good lawyer will get you through the lies.
hand was forced after the victim, in their words, pulled a complete 180. They detailed how far along in the case they were and how things derailed.
So cooperative that to that point, she told our office that she didn't want us to accept any plea deals or make any plea offers, and that she only wanted to testify and have her day in court.
The state saying the alleged victim had started the process of preparing for today, what was supposed to be the preliminary hearing. That changed when her attorney said she not only would plead the 5th, but she would go one step further, assisting the defense by saying the actions on that night in her restaurant were consensual.
I did domestic violence cases for 14 years. A recanting victim was pretty much the norm.
Mahomes sitting nearly silent for the 15
Yeah, he got away
minute
with
or
it,
so
man.
hearing, speaking just twice to answer the judge, as his mom Randy and his dad Patrick Mahomes Sr. watched on.
So it does seem like Jackson is going to be getting off scot-free in this situation. I mean, obviously his reputation took yet another hit. And instead of this being a learning moment for
His
the
bunker
guy,
face, I
he has
can't lie.
essentially gotten bailed out once again. And now Jackson will get to continue his life of being a professional coattail rider, going around in jets, living a rich, luxurious lifestyle while he posts his little TikToks. I mean, to me, this is all not a very good look for Patrick nor his family. And I will say that Jackson is extremely lucky that this all went down before the whole Travis Kelce-Taylor Swift relationship went so public. Because had
Bro,
this
get
happened,
this guy out of my
they would have
face,
been
bro.
saying keep this man far away from Taylor up there in that press box.
Oh, they on the same team, aren't they?
They're lurking. And like I said, sadly in this situation...
Yo, Taylor Swift gotta get away with man. They don't cancel her. Record label gotta send in the call.
This is far too often the outcome in this country and really in places all around the world. If you have enough money, if you have enough status, you can pretty much be untouchable. For Jackson, he has shown time and time again that he really feels like he can
What
do
is he
absolutely whatever
doing,
he
man?
wants. And with this being the outcome in an obviously much more serious situation, I think it's only going to make him even stronger in that belief. But y'all let me know what you guys think down
Hey man,
below.
this guy's a bozo.